I would think the most common password used globally is something to do with like a child's name, a number, and a symbol at the end.
I definitely use the same password for multiple accounts. That is something I am very guilty of.
What is my password now? I'm not telling you my password.
Okay, research shows that passwords are only getting weaker. So while many of us have countless online accounts, multiple logins, and all our precious data stored in various locations, isn't it about time we take our password health a little more seriously? Okay, well, with that topic in mind, we took to the streets of LA to find out how many online accounts the average American even has, and if they take any measures to safeguard them. So let's see what everyone has to say, shall we?
I think I have probably around 25 to 30 online accounts because I'm including retail accounts, so I've got quite a few.
Pretty much all of them in the book. Probably at least 5 online accounts.
How many online accounts do I have? It's got to be upwards of 20. You know, I have different subscriptions, different social sites, stuff like that. So I feel like it's more and more and more, probably more than I'm even aware of, to be honest.
I probably have like, it averages like 12 that you use, and then like 20 you got to sign up for just to do a shipping.
I don't know how many online accounts I have. Maybe 50? 60?
Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm suspect about the girl that had only around 5.
I don't know, probably like 100 or something. They're everywhere. I'm sure there's some buried somewhere on the internet that I forgot about.
Alright, I'm pretty sure you're not really shocked at this point. I mean, we can all relate to our lives being completely intertwined with the web, right? And I just don't know how people can securely store, let alone even come up with unique and safe passwords for each account once you've passed 5 accounts? I mean, come on, there's gotta be some password reusing happening here, right? That's actually where the big issue lies. Weak passwords can take seconds for a cybercriminal to compromise. And if this password or a version of it has been used across other accounts, you're looking at a significant problem. So what did we do next? Well, we asked these people if they worry about their accounts being compromised and if there's anything they actually do to prevent it.
I'm usually pretty nervous and aware of the fact that my passwords can get stolen online, including the retail accounts.
I absolutely do worry about my online accounts being stolen. It's happened to me a number of times, actually.
Let's see. I pretty much safeguard my online life. At this point, I'm not the best about it, but I change my passwords regularly. I have, complex passwords. I have a, rotation of different ones to use. And, I'm always changing it and stuff like that.
I do worry about my passwords getting compromised all the time. Things like Twitch got hacked into, Amazon got hacked into recently.
I always worry that, someone's going to get into my accounts. I don't use a lot of passwords, so I'm kind of worried that somebody's going to find out one of them and get into, half of the stuff that I use.
I do worry about the passwords getting compromised, not nearly as much as I should. I feel like it's kind of like a blissful ignorance type situation. I'm spacing out, but at the same time, I'm probably under a huge amount of risk, and I'm just oblivious to it,
I use the same password for a lot of things, but it's never been something that's generic. I always try to get something that's that doesn't make sense. Is a bunch of words together that don't make sense, and a few numbers, something like that.
So much so, I have very complicated passwords for every single one of my accounts. I keep them all in a little book, and I hide that book, and my girlfriend gets very mad at me because some devices, they only let you have so many users signed in for each of the thing, and so we have to constantly be pulling out this Rolodex of 30-character-long passwords.
Whoa, did he just say Rolodex? Okay, what year are we in, guys? Seriously. Hang on, let me check my wall calendar from 1986. Many of these concerns that they have could actually be solved with a reliable password manager. I mean, it'll allow you to keep track of your passwords without having to memorize them. You don't even need some complex system to create passwords because most password managers can generate unique ones for you. Some in even one click.
Because I hate having to be like a creative genius when I'm thinking of, what to come up with, and I'm usually just really lazy.
So more importantly, you can securely share any login details you have with your family and friends, and do it in probably one of the safest ways. Then your passwords are literally secured by high-level encryption. Now, if any of you watching at home don't have a password manager yet, or maybe looking to learn more, we always offer reliable advice over here. I'll even add more resources along with the best deals we could find for our thoroughly tested options. Check those out down in the description once you're finished here. Okay, now let's see what people have to say about using password managers.
I've not tried any password managing software. I've heard of a few good ones, but nothing that I've ever had recommended to me that I really want to check out.
I have never used password managers before.
I have not tried password managers before, actually.
No, I don't think I've tried any actually. No, I never have.
I have not tried a password manager. Seems like a good idea because I mean some of my passwords just involve my, not to give too much away, but involve my pet's name and stuff like that.
I mean, I like the other day downloaded the Google two-factor authentication thing. But no, I don't have anything that like keeps a list of passwords. I probably should because I always mix them up.
I did not know that they could store them for you. I don't even know how that would be possible, but that's awesome.
Can generate them. That's pretty cool. That would be helpful.
Yeah, I've heard about password managers doing that, but I never like trusted them. You know, I'm always afraid that somebody's going to get into their website and, you know, steal my information again through them or something.
I did not know that a password manager stores it and comes up with the passwords. I know like Google does it every now and then, but it's cool to know that the software has come up with the passwords for you.
Now, seeing as literally nobody here had even tried a password manager, I wanted to see what an important consideration would be if they were thinking of getting a cybersecurity tool. Would they watch reviews? Would they look at reputations? What would be the tipping point for their decision? Of course, you already know the answer yourself. You can just subscribe to our channel for weekly updates and comprehensive reviews. Yep, that's how it's done.
I would. I would do lots of research on the provider before committing. As I said with my crazy little notebook, I keep everything all together. So I'd want to be secure in who I'm choosing to secure me.
I definitely have to research them. I want to make sure I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, I would definitely research the reputation. I would, I usually do a bit of a deep dive before I'm going to go with one provider or another. Had the same thing when I was getting, home security. So I like to know the competition and have the facts before I make a decision.
That's what I love to hear. Research is key. If I can give you a solid piece of advice, it's to never rush into these things and blindly just choose a provider. Their reputation is super important, especially when it comes to password managers, seeing as they'll house your sensitive information. Now, as I've mentioned, we regularly cover our top providers on our channel, so be sure to check those out and subscribe for the latest and greatest. Alright, what are your thoughts on password health? Do you use a password manager? Hit me up in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.